And welcome back. We're getting ready to jump into our conversation, talking about neonatal intensive care and the unit in Belize, and focusing on World Prematurity Month. And on set, we have two babies, so we're going to have fun and try to not control them too much. We have the parents, Dharma, Thompson, and we also have Nicoli, Lozano. Good morning and welcome to the show. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. And on the other side, we have Neroli Williams, who's the unit manager for the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. We have registered nurse Ashley Charlesworth, and we also have neonatalologist.
Yes.
Neonatalologist. I don't know why. Ramon Varela.
Okay,
Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to the show. You're also a pediatrician?
Yes. Thank you.
Now, let's talk, break it down. Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. What exactly is that, and what does the unit aspire to do?
Okay, at the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, in Belize, we're the only one. So we see all newborns from birth to, well, they're admitted from birth to like 3 days, 7 days, depending on the condition. But only newborns, and we have babies staying till sometimes 3 months, 5 months in the NICU, as long as the care is necessary. We tend to premature babies, baby with deformities, baby with infections, jaundice. Everything that would go wrong with the baby, they are sent to us from all over the country.
And this is one of the best, K.H.M.H in particular, one of the best.
Well, it's one of the best. We have, I've visited other countries in the US and South America.
And they have nothing on us.
Really, I'm proud to be working at Charlesworth Neonatal Intensive Care Unit because we do provide some care that they don't. Of course, you have others that have a little more or the same or a little less, but I'm really proud of what we have right now. And of course, we have the new unit like we've been using like 2 years now. So.
Now, for a child, it's kind of like, as I understand it, Doc, it's kind of like a plane. One of the most vulnerable times is when they're first arriving, in terms of them being susceptible to different things, particularly if there was some complication either during the birth or during the development stages. Could you talk to us about that vulnerability and what the neonatal care unit provides for some of the risks that these young children
Yes.
have?
The Neonatal Intensive Care Unit is mainly the intensive care services. But we have to receive any baby that is born, okay? But especially we receive more the premature babies, right? Could be a full-term babies with a certain condition, right? Respiratory distress, sepsis, jaundice that we admit toward the unit. But many will receive approximately, for instance, up to date, we receive around 159 premature babies of a total admission of 316 that represents more than 50% of all the cases.
Wow.
Okay, so those we say premature babies less than 37 weeks. Okay, but we can say to explain that very premature babies less than 32 weeks, and extremely premature babies less than 25 weeks. So those also are accompanied by very low birth weight complications, infections, losing weight, and a lot of troubles that sometimes it takes a long time between 1 month up to 5 months, the maximum that we have taken care of the baby at the unit. Most of them could survive, most of them will be okay, or most of them could also be dealing with some difficulties like listening impairment, eyes impairment, or any physical disability.
Let's talk a little bit about, on a personal side, Neroli as unit manager, what drew you to the neonatal unit in the first place?
Well, initially it wasn't really my decision. The administrative personnel placed you where the needs were. But I'm so happy that I was placed there because I wouldn't leave for nothing. I really enjoy working there, and after 22 years, I've seen big changes. You know, I've seen, looking back from when I start until now, it's really incomparable to what was there then to what we have now. We do a lot with the little we have then, you know, and even technology-wise, we've grown a whole lot. Survival for babies under 28 weeks is, we would consider not viable under 28 weeks, but we've had survival from 24, 25 weeks.
Wow.
Right? But the chances are much more slim than over 28 weeks because the baby is not fully developed, the lungs, none of the organs, even the skin, they're more susceptible to developing infections. They definitely have breathing problems, you know, because the lungs, they cannot breathe on their own.
You know, I wanted...
No, I was just marching down, sorry.
Sure.
And Dr. Varela, what led you to specialize in neonatal
Okay,
medicine?
my main training was in Cuba. So there was a special plan to do pediatrics and neonatology at the same time. So we got the degree with the both specialist, and then I went to South Africa to work in 2003 for 3 years, and then after I continued pediatrics and neonatology, also working in Bolivia for 3 years, and then I came here over 2014, and then I've been working both. But to work with neonates is very, very, very nice. Very nice.
And that's where I wanted to go next. Ashley, if you could jump in here in terms of, it must be an emotionally taxing job because you're looking at a helpless child, a beautiful, helpless child, and you know you have a role to play in trying to save this child with the risks that you are trained to look at. And then you're also balancing the families who are out there who seem absolutely helpless. How are you able to manage the emotional side of it? Not the professional side, because you've been trained for that. But how are you able to manage the emotional side of it?
Well, to be honest, when I first started, it was a bit rocky for me because we're dealing with babies, and when they get critical, I would tend to tear up. And then I was told by a senior nurse, you know, you need to be tough for the mothers.
You could call him, you know.
You need to be tough for the mothers. And so as parents come and you're looking at a baby that's practically depending on you and an emotional mother that's depending on you as well. So you have to deal with both. You just try to get them to bond. And then in terms when they go, you bond with the baby as well. So as time goes by, you get used to it.
Interesting.
And trust me, when the babies leave, you miss them. You miss them.
Imagine having 22 years of babies.
You miss them, you wonder, oh, how is baby so-and-so doing? I should call. And you end up calling. And the parents are so nice. They say, oh, he's fine. You want me to bring him to visit? Sure.
And with our parents, let's talk about your encounter, Dharma and Nicoli, with the neonatal unit. Your personal journey with them now?
For me, I didn't know I was gonna have a premature baby. It was just 35 weeks pregnant. Got up one morning in pain, didn't know what it was, first time mother, and told my husband, he said to wait it out. If the pain got more, then go to hospital. Went to the hospital and they were like, you're only 35 weeks. So they went in, checked me in. They tried to stop the labor. Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning, I wanted to come out because I wanted to go to church this Sunday because it was Mother's Day this Sunday. So the Saturday morning, the nurse came and checked me. I was like, I'm fine. She went, and when she came out, I was like, I couldn't handle it anymore. The pain came on more. I'm not sure what her name was, but I could remember Dr. Nicholas. She came in and then she said, all right, we're going to go in induce you. So went into labor and delivery, sat in there for the whole day. They said she's not gonna come till the evening. I said, okay, waiting out the pain, the contractions, and it got intense, and I couldn't take it. And 1:33 p.m. she came. They were surprised she came that early because she was not supposed to come until after 5 the evening. My husband and my mother were asleep in the waiting room, and all they saw was a baby fly past and jump up. That there, but Mama couldn't see her because in the NICU it's only parents, so they had to wait until she came out. But I didn't get to see her till the night. I was in recovery and I was there, and they said you could go see the baby. I was like, okay, it was night, and went in, and I'm not sure who the first nurse was I saw, but they asked my name, told them Dharma, and then they said, all right, there's a baby over there. Walked through and was looking at the other babies, and immediately I cried. For me, it was a tough journey, especially to know it's not something you expect with your first baby. So she has had challenges and still has challenges, but with God, we're taking it one day at a time, and she is doing much more than they said she wouldn't be doing at this age. She's just a joyful baby, you know. She barely cries. She's always laughing, always playing. So that's one of the plus that we have, you know. It's not like you can say give up. If I give up, then she gives up. So I have to be the strong one for her. So, but my experience with the NICU was amazing. Having nurse Ashley, she was amazing. Being that we knew her, it was just better, you know, somebody to lean on and to be there to check on her, you know. But I didn't know anything about NICU before she was born. But now that I know, I try to raise awareness anywhere I can so that other mothers out there know that they're not alone. You know, the journey is gonna be tough, but it's gonna be worth it in the end.
Nicoli?
Hi. For me, my journey, it was brand new. I have heard about premature babies, but Karis was my second child. It's my only child that was a premature baby. It started, my pressure was high, and the same doctor Nicholas told me, the pressure is not going down. We need to have to take the baby now. I was at 33 weeks. Everything happened quickly. It was scary for me, knowing that they are high risk having a small baby. So I listened to the doctor. I mean, I don't know. I don't have the information of what to do with a premature baby, so I just went with it. My mom said, be strong, pray, have faith, you know. So she said, just relax and everything will be okay. So I went in, I had the baby. When she was here, the doctor said, the pediatrician came in and said, your baby is premature, we need to take her to the NICU. You know, as an expecting mother, it's unknown. They're like, I'm like, my baby should be right here. Why would you take her away from me? So they took her. I was still, from the C-section, I was still very ill and weak, so I didn't get to see her right away after that. Just a short glimpse. But the experience with the NICU, it was a very good experience. My baby was in there 17 days. Every day I was at home for the first. I couldn't get out. I was a little sick, so my partner I would express the breast milk, and he would take it to the NICU every morning and afternoon, and we visit her as often as we can. And every day I pray that my daughter would be able to come home, and they always remind me, the nurses and my family, they say it's a team. We do our part. They have all the experience and the knowledge to know how to develop my child, but I need to give the love and the care. So every day we go there, we talk to her. I encourage my partner, because that was new for him too. I tell him, you have to talk to her. You touch her. He was scared to even hold her. She was so tiny. So we just keep giving her that bond and love every day. I wasn't able to breastfeed because she wasn't tolerating the milk. But the one day that the doctor gave us the news that she would be able to come home, I was there just to go and breastfeed. And after that, they told me, you can take your baby today. And it was the best news ever. And my daughter came home. I guess they released her at the point when she was ready. Because before, every day I wanted my baby to come home. And at the time when they said she can come home, my baby came. We continued giving her the same care. And Caris was good from there onwards.
Were you, both of you, were you guys a bit scared because, okay, you're at the hospital and they have all these fancy machines and all these expertise, they've been to school for so many things, they have all the pretty purple stuff on, but then I come home and I have a fridge stove on my bed and some Vicks. You know, was there some fear in feeling, listen, I might not be able to extend the kind of care that the hospital might have?
Definitely.
And how did you deal with that?
With her, she was born not breathing. She didn't get enough oxygen to her brain, so she was already turning blue and they had to resuscitate her. She was in the NICU for only 7 days. When she came out, I was like, okay, how do I do this? You know, always checking her, making sure she's breathing because, you know, I don't want her to stop breathing. Then when she was a couple months old, she had a seizure. So, and that was very frightening for me because it's like the first time I ever saw something like that. And went to the hospital and, you know, then again, K.H.M.H, they helped us, told us what to do, how to help, what not to do. And from then, she only had a couple after that at once. And from then, it's not like it affected her. The seizures, you know, other people, the seizures affect them in their life and what's not. It didn't affect her at all. The medicine is working, and she hasn't had a seizure for a year.
And you? What was taking on that, filling big shoes? Those are size 13s over there.
The day when she was released, I put her in her car seat, and she wasn't even half the size of the car seat. I was like, can I take you home with me? I wanted to take the nurse home. Because of course, at home, nobody else wanted to care for the baby. Everybody was like, what do we do with this little baby? In the hospital, in the NICU, I noticed the nurse treated them the same as a 8-pound baby or a 7-pound baby. They changed the pampers the same way. Everything was the same. So they just tell us, you know, your baby is going to grow. Just love them the same way, care for them the same way. And the way how they change the pampers, I'm scared they will break apart or do something. Yeah. But everything was okay.
Nurse, I see you getting a bit emotional over there. Of pride, fulfillment, is it, you know, fulfilling your God-given role? What accounts for the overtaking of emotion that you're feeling right now?
No, it's the thing is the preterm babies, they are very tiny and they need extra love. So I'm also very proud of the mothers who are able to give that to their children, you know, because some mothers, they go and they don't want to touch the baby because it's babies are small and they don't want to hurt them. But it's more than people from outside would see, because they you might not be able to touch them as you would want because you don't want to transfer infections. You cannot talk as loud because the noise will affect them. But yet you need to provide everything that that they need. They are not able to regulate their temperatures because they develop as we would want them. You would want the lights on because you want to see, but they cannot tolerate bright lights because it can affect their eyes, or, and to see the parents involved in the care and the nurses and the doctors assisting them. And we have other workers who work as well. We encourage breastfeeding 100% because it has everything that the baby would need to grow. So even though the fathers cannot breastfeed, but they help a whole lot in bringing the breast milk to the hospital. We educate them how to store it, how to express it. we encourage, like, the main thing for this month is to prevent premature babies from being born. If the mothers need to be healthy, eat healthy, and some people would feel like being on a diet is eating less or not eating at times, but it's just eating the right food at the right amount and the right time.
How prevalent is premature babies in terms of the country?
Well, in NICU, as Dr. Varela mentioned, for this year we have more than half of our admissions being premature babies. So it's on a rise, and a lot of it has to do with lifestyle and accessing health care. A lot of people these days, the easiest and the quickest food is processed food. A lot of people don't do their regular annual checkup. Some people have high blood pressure and they don't take their medication unless they have a headache or they feel sick or they think that the pressure is high. They smoke, they drink alcohols, your blood have to be to a certain level. We shouldn't have teenage pregnancies or too old of a pregnancy because the risk of prematurity increases. Diabetes and hypertension is on the rise in Belize, and yes, a lot of that has to do with premature babies being delivered as well. Exercise. A lot of people take work for instance, that I have work, so I work late and I can't exercise.
Or pregnant.
I can't eat properly. Generally, because it shouldn't just be during pregnancy. It should be from before. Taking your vitamins, taking your folic acids to reduce deformities.
It's God's hand, though. I mean, in terms of whatever it is, it's God's hands. That's the hand that God puts in front of you, and you have to deal with it. And I can only imagine. I have a young child. Not my wife has a young child. I'm the father of a young child, and I know that physically, it's taxing. You were talking about. I think one of you were talking about being there with your C-section and not being able to visit with your child and being at home recovering. Having a child who is 8 pounds. And born within the weeks that is scheduled for it, is taxing physically because you're recovering from surgery. You had surgery. And then there's an added physical sense of loss that you have, and a lot of questions that are going through your head, I'm sure. How did that affect your recovery from a surgery physically? And then I also emotionally, I'm not where I am because I start to question a lot of stuff. I start to look at a lot of stuff. And it affects the way that I am recovering. What got you past that point or helped you through that process for somebody who might be going through that? Because there are going to be a lot more people. This is going to be a reality for people. You can't run from it. Yes. What would you tell them to help them through that process?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. A lot of people offer help when you are in that condition. People will assist with the baby. They will be there for you. Don't block them out. Just hold on to your family, to your team, everybody that's there. Reach out. That would be my advice, because it is overwhelming. It is overwhelming. Emotionally, as the mother, you're already going through, like you said, all the
pain, and I could imagine the lack of movement, the absence of freedom for women is...
Yes, you can't even lift your child.
Yes.
Even lifting the child is a pain, but you have to put on your mommy cap and get up and do it. But just the family support, I think that's the biggest part. And if you don't have a huge family support, you have to get up and do it every day. But when family is there, take any help you can get. That will get you through.
And do you have some equal advice for mothers who might find themselves in the same?
I didn't have a C-section. I had a normal birth, but it's not as painful, but it is very challenging to heal from all the stitches that you may have gotten. If you have a good partner that's understanding and loving, then it helps the process 100% better when you're not be able to do something. They're there to help. Right. Okay. With her, my husband was there. He got his week off from work, and that was tremendous help for me at home to be able to go there back and forth every day. The first night that I came home, I didn't want to leave hospital because I didn't want to leave her. And I said, okay, that's it. I went to see her before I left, and the night I was like, nope, take me back. Because they said you could visit anytime. So I 9 o'clock, we jumped in the car and we went to K.H.M.H to see her. And I sat there and the doctors were like, okay, no problem, come on in. So we sat there for a while, talked to her, sing to her, and yeah.
You said you seem to have both of you seem to have a religious component as a backbone to getting through this process. How did that help to move you through? And were there times when you started to question and say, man, big man, what are you going to do? You know, you come to me with one, but where you going with, you know?
Yeah.
What was that process?
Definitely, I questioned at once. I won't lie. I did question, like, why is this happening to me? You know, other people out there having healthy babies, why I couldn't have a healthy baby? But then, you know, she almost died and she came back and she's thriving. She's a happy, happy child. And I realized that this is God telling me, this is my miracle. You know, use her wisely. So I just take it one day at a time with her happiness. So,
Correct. Nicoli?
Yes, one day at a time, indeed. Every day you just give that child love. You embrace your baby. You share with them, and that gets you through. Just doing what you have to do every day, being thankful for what you have been given takes you very far. So I say to everyone, just love yourself, and then you'll be able to love your children.
Well, this has been a heartwarming conversation, and a food for thought for me for the rest of probably the year. But I want to give you guys opportunity to say your last words in celebration of World Prematurity Month and what you'd like to leave with the Belizean people. Maybe we can start with.
Again, I will emphasize on keeping healthy and accessing health care. It's not that because the premature babies wouldn't survive, but it's because the risk of complications is way far higher than having a term baby. And it's not saying that a term baby will not have complications either, but the chances are much less, right? For the families, we have, as the parents mentioned, unrestricted visiting for parents, and that's because the babies are very fragile and no type of immunity, and hence we have unrestricted for the parents. But the family can also assist by showing them support, you know, and being there for them. For tomorrow, we're having a awareness at the hospital. So preterm babies who would like to visit, it's from 10 to 12 and 2 to 4. We're having basically awareness and parents interacting with each other. But please, before you attend, I would like you to call either 631-1464, and Nurse Charlesworth could also give her number when she speaks. And we're creating awareness for the entire month of November, but the premature day is the 17th. So we're wearing purple because the March of Dime is an international organization who supports mothers and preterm babies with healthy living, and their color is purple. So purple is not our uniform, but it is for these days in supporting our premature babies.
Nice. Doc?
I also think that it's important to encourage all the pregnant women to be healthy, to get the proper nutrition, to assist to all the follow-up by the doctors, to get control of the blood pressure, of the sugar levels, and any concern to be assisted by any doctor. Sometimes we see pregnant girls, babies almost 13 to 16 years, so prevent the pregnancy during adolescence. Okay, so you have to encourage to all the pregnant women to get the vitamins properly and to take care of themselves before they have a baby, so we can prevent the premature babies. Once the baby preemies come out, so we have all our effort to get the better outcome. Okay, but if you prevent, it will be less premature babies coming out in Belize.
Ashley?
Well, I'd just like to expand more on health because everything boils down to health. Most people think, okay, I'm pregnant now, so I'm going to start with the prenatal now. You have to start prenatals before you decide to get pregnant. Get your body healthy, get your HB up there, your blood count good. Start eating healthy. If you're overweight, exercise, lose some weight, because pregnancy on a whole tends to make you gain weight. And as long as you eat the right stuff, you get yourself healthy, then you start your appointments in order to get pregnant. When you're pregnant, you follow up with your prenatal care, you follow doctor's orders, because sometimes we do have parents that we ask them, did the doctor tell you to do XYZ? Well, yeah, but I never do it. Then we have pregnant people as well who hungry noodles, hungry lychee, and that's not the best thing for the baby. It has a lot of salt, and then high blood pressure comes into effect, and then you sit down and wonder why. So tomorrow, again, we're inviting the premature babies to come and celebrate with us, all our graduates. It's gonna be so heartwarming to see little ones to big ones now. So if anyone would like to come, you can contact me at 602-0578. We're looking forward to seeing you guys.
I like that how she says all the graduates.
Yes, because once the baby come out, we give a graduate
diploma.
certificate, a diploma.
Oh,
So
nice.
we say the graduation.
Graduating to life.
Graduated from
Yeah,
NICU.
Any final words, Nicoli, Dharma?
I would like to say thank you to Carl Hushner, to all the nurses and doctors, everyone in the NICU for their assistance during my time there, for all the expecting parents, people who are thinking about having a baby.
So this weather, yeah.
Yes, people who are expecting right now at this time or going through the care of a premature baby. Just continue to stay strong, and don't be afraid for the ones that are expecting. Carl Hushner is a very good hospital. I believe in them. All my children were delivered at Carl Hushner, so I am thankful for all the help that I have gotten during my time. Thank you.
Thank you. Dharma?
I would just like to say thank you to K.H.M.H and especially the team at the NICU. They made my experience, which I thought was going to be horrible, into the best time of her lives, not worrying about her, knowing that she was in good hands, especially at the night time. And to expecting mothers, people thinking about getting pregnant, you know, put God first, and, you know, even if anything does happen, you know that He won't bring you this far to only take you that far, you know. He sees the end and He knows where He's taking you. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us this morning.
You have two gifts for the
Oh,
baby.
you have two gifts for the baby?
You want to get one of these?
Yeah. So we'll have the presentation as we go to break. Then we'll come back for our wrap. For the graduates. And we have one offset. She can come.
She wants a gift.
Come for your gift. Come.
Come, baby.
Come, baby.
She wanted to sing a song for you guys.
Oh, she wanted to sing a song?
Yes, she
Come,
wanted
baby.
to sing a song.
You want to sing a
Thank
song?
You still want to sing a song, Mama?
She is gorgeous. Yes.
You still want
You want to sing the song for us?
Take us to break with the song.
Let's go right
Come.
here.
Give your mommy the gift and
hold
then
it
come
for you.
sing. Come sing for us. All right. Sing the song for me.
You're going to sing the song?
1, 2, 3. We're gonna go ahead and take a break, and hopefully we get our song during the break.